Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you my Conophytum Bilobum. Okay, so this is all that I have. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of them. So it wasn't much fuller. It was actually double the size when I first received it. But I did buy these in the winter and they came with no roots. So for months, it just sat in the pot. Nothing was really happening. I was watering it regularly when it got wrinkly, and I thought it was doing fine until one day it just started shriveling up. Um, I thought it had roots, or I thought the roots grew out, but when I took it out of the pot, I realized it never grew new roots. So all those months in the winter, it was living on its own water within its own body, and I didn't realize that because I'm still a beginner. I've never had a conophytum. This is my only one. So and then I did and then when I realized that there was no roots, I was searching the internet all over to see how I'm going to save this, because I think initially I tried to repot it and that didn't work. So I found information as to what to do when that happens. So you basically have to take it apart, and you have to the roots. It was all dried out, so I have to peel it back and expose the white fleshy parts inside the roots, and then I have to repot it. So when I did that, it looked like things were happening, but um, it still wasn't looking great. I'm gonna try to dig up some pictures and see if I could insert them here. So what I did was, so I had initially 12 of them. So there's sort of sets of 2. When I took them apart, I realized there were sets of 2. And the 6, half of them, they didn't. I don't know what happened. If I recall, they actually already started having babies inside. You could feel them when you kind of squish them. You can feel them inside. So I thought I could help it along by taking them out. As knowing that, or having seen or read that you're not supposed to do that, I kind of needed to do that. I don't recall exactly why, but at the time I thought that that was the best thing to do. So I kind of dissected it and took out the babies. And look, these are some of the babies from that set of 6, and it's not happening. They're I've they're not rooting. It's dry. It's been sitting in this nursery pot for forever, and it's not happening. So what happened with this is it did also end up having babies, and as you may or may not know, so how they I don't know if they propagate any other way, but this is how conophytums do. So they end up having babies within themselves, and eventually the outer layer, the baby inside takes over, and the outer layer dries out, and that outer layer, you're not supposed to help it along. You're just supposed to wait until the baby's inside grows out and basically kind of punches its way out. So that's been happening for the last I want to say 2-3 months. I do have pictures I'm going to try to insert. So as it turns out, a lot of people say that it's very easy to grow these, and I find it to be opposite, because also because I don't really know them. But so these, and you're not supposed to, I read that you're not supposed to water these when they're going through this phase of, the baby's popping out. So because if for some reason, if water gets inside, it can do a lot of damage. So I haven't watered this in a quite long time. Like when I stopped watering it when the baby started poking through and the outer layer started sort of opening on its own. So what's supposed to happen is that a lot of times when they propagate this way, there's usually at least two, if you get really lucky, three inside. But as it turns out, mine only has one each. So out of the six, I mean, they propagated and it's peeking through, and I only still have six. That's okay. But I mean, they are significantly bigger than when I first received it. So I guess that's pretty good. I saved it. It rooted, obviously. It's pretty, it's in there. Um, I haven't, watered it. And I actually have to look it up if I can water it now, because I feel like the outer layer is supposed to like protect them from the sun, and they're supposed to be dormant in the summer, I think. So and it's gotten to be a good size, like much bigger than when I originally received it. So that's good news, and hopefully the next time around when it propagates, maybe I will get lucky and get two each, because they're supposed to be really easy, and they're like every year they go through this process, right? And then they double up, and before long you're supposed to have like a huge bouquet of them. But that's why when I planted them, I left all this spacing in between, hoping that it's gonna like give me two each. But that didn't happen. But and as it turns out, these are supposed to get like as big as 2.5 inches tall. I can't even imagine that right now, but this is significantly bigger than what it was when it first arrived. So yeah, I think, and as far as water goes, it's just like any other succulent. You have to, it has to be in a well draining, well draining soil mix. You shouldn't water it unless until it's fully dry in the pot. I mean, that's just kind of the same thing all across. I haven't been watering it for, as I mentioned, in the winter when they were in the pot. I didn't even realize that I watered it every time it got really wrinkly, and they're very easy to tell, like the flesh, when they need water, they're very visibly wrinkly, so it's hard to miss. So I did water them, but I mean, it didn't have roots. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think I like understood succulents well enough at the time, to even realize, oh, if there's no roots, how are they gonna pull in the water? Like, they can't absorb the water without roots, right? I mean, it's kind of like basic um, plant knowledge. But as much as I love plants, and I do have quite a lot of plants inside the house too, indoor plants, and it's just something that it just didn't even think about. It's kind of really silly now that I think about it. But so it survived all on its own without water for months, and supposedly that's how, I mean, conophytums are. They can go for months without water. And believe me, I've had like succulents for many years, and I've killed succulents when, like years ago, my friend had gifted me a bunch of succulents. I want to say like 8, 10 years ago. I killed them all, and I was so busy at the time. I was still working, and I just didn't have time. My kid she was a toddler then, and it was just really tough. So I like left them on the windowsill, didn't water them for months, and I killed all of them. But I think I did have a jade plant that survived on my windowsill without water for, I want to say, for more than a year. It was like bizarre. I mean, yeah, but I don't want to get into that. But anyhow, so I'm really like in love with this right now. As you know, these are also called, I think, living pebbles, living stones. Um, they are heart shaped. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I bought them. I thought it was so cute, and I'm looking forward to them having more babies. I think they do propagate, by themselves once a year. So, And this one didn't even flower, so they're supposed to have these really cute like yellow flowers, white or yellow. Um, they didn't even flower, and they still, maybe that's why I only got one um, instead of two in there. Who knows? We'll see. I'm gonna obviously my goal is to keep them as long as I can. So I'll do other videos and do a follow up and see how many babies I get in the future. Okay, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye now.